We're cool for the summer.
Let's get freaky! Lower than your mama's ever seen it in a like. Lower than your mama's ever seen it in a lifetime. Lower than your mama's ever seen it in a.
What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited. This is probably the last summer video I'm going to do, or at least summer themed. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some epic pool party DIYs for like an end of the summer pool party. So I'm really excited to pass these along in case you are having an end of summer pool party, or this video makes you want to have an end of summer pool party. And even if you just want to try these out and go to the pool by yourself, you do that. So these are the things I came up with, and we're gonna just get right into the video. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to show you how to make are these little floating mood light candles. So basically all you're going to need is some electric tea lights. I wouldn't recommend using regular candle tea lights. This will just be a whole lot easier. And then you're just going to need some different colored pool noodles. Basically what I'm going to be doing here is just taking a serrated knife and then cutting off little chunks of the pool noodle. I would say this is about 2 to 3 inches maybe. And I'm just going to be doing this with a bunch of different colors. And not to be weird, you guys, but let me just tell you, cutting these pool noodles was so oddly satisfying. It was such a wonderful feeling cutting these. I don't know why. It was really weird. If you've never cut a pool noodle, you need to do it once in your life. So you're gonna cut out however many you want to of these. I'm just doing, I think, 8 of them. I had 4 different colors. You can get whatever colored pool noodles you want to. These are just the ones that I picked up. Then you're just going to take your tea light candle and stick it into the hole of the pool noodle. For some reason, the purple ones were way easier to get tea light into. I think the hole was just slightly larger, but with some of them, I had to stick the knife into the hole and kind of twist it around just to roughen up the edges of the hole to make it bigger so that I could stick the tea light into it. So it takes a little bit of finagling to get it in there, but once you get it in there, it should fit very snugly. And then this is the completed look for these, you guys. They are so fun and they're so cute. It's perfect for a pool party at night. So this one has to be one of my favorites. This is the DIY floating drink cooler. For this one, you're only going to need a Rubbermaid tub and then some pool noodle. I just used the same ones that I was cutting on for the tea light candles just because it made sense. So you're going to just need a tub however big you want, depending on however many people are going to be at your pool party. In this case, it was like a party of 2 for me, so I just used a really small one. You're just going to measure the sides and then cut 2 for the long sides and then 2 for the short sides. I can't help but lose my temper and I don't know why. I get jealous, but I'm too cool to admit it. When the fellas talk to my girl, I ain't with it. I get jealous.
Tell me if I won, if I did, what's my prize? I just wanna play with you too. Then
once you've got those cut, you are just going to make a slit on each one on just one of the sides. You're basically just going to start in the middle of the hole and just cut one of the sides open so that you can slip it around the edge of the Rubbermaid tub. And here is how you assemble it. Basically, you just slip it over the edges and make sure it's nice and secure. My particular tub had a little bit of a lip on it, so it hung onto the pool noodle really nicely. So this is basically how you do it, and then you fill it up with your drinks, which I'm about to show you how to make if you want to make these. Of course, you could put anything in there, but it is so fun, you guys, and it actually works. So I was really, really excited about this one.
17:30, I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? Since you're pretty as soon as you came in the door.
So now that you have your floating drink cooler, you need something to put inside of it. So I am going to be showing you how to make these adult Capri Suns This is awesome, you guys. I was really excited about this. So here's the deal. If you're not old enough to drink, you could totally do this with anything else. You could make regular lemonade, you could do Kool-Aid, you could even just put a Capri Sun in there because, you know, to be trendy and cute, because why not? So the first drink I'm making is a spiked lemonade, and I am basically just following the instructions on the back of the lemonade container, and I'm going to be using Absolute Citron. So I have to admit, you guys, I'm not a bartender. So these drinks were really, really strong because I didn't know what I was doing. I don't drink very often, and whenever I do, someone else is making the drink for me. So use these measurements at your own risk. But here I am just adding this very blindly into the container and then shaking it up so that it is nice and mixed, and then I'm pouring it into these baggies. I got these off of Amazon. I don't know what the dimensions are, but I'll have the information in the description box below. And then I'm just going to add a couple lemons and then seal it up and freeze these bad boys. For me, margaritas in summer go together like peanut butter jelly, so I am making a margarita, you guys. We just got this at a liquor store. It's just basically the margarita mix and the tequila together in a little box set. Again, just follow the instructions however you want to. And again, if you're not old enough to drink, you could totally make a alcohol-less margarita because it's still equally as delicious, if not more delicious, personally, I think. So basically what you're gonna do now is just stick it into a tub so that they are all upright, and then you're just going to freeze it overnight and then stick it in your cooler, and you are good to go. My next DIY is watermelon lime ice cubes. I was obsessed with these, you guys. The combination is amazing. I just love it. So I'm taking this little silicone ice cube mold. You could use a totally plain one if you wanted to. I just wanted to use a little flower one because it's summery and it's cute. And basically to do this, you're just gonna need a watermelon. You're totally not gonna need a whole watermelon. You could just buy half of one already cut. And then I'm just going to be cutting this up and taking a little bit out of it and putting it into this bowl. So if you're just making one tray of ice cubes, you won't need too much at all. If you're making multiple trays, then you might use a whole half of the watermelon. It just all depends on how much you are going to be making. But then I'm just taking a fork and kind of mashing this up. If you want this super smooth without any pulp, you could totally throw it in a blender, but I kind of was a fan of the chunks. It kind of made it taste really good because then you had like watermelon in your water. It was awesome. Then I'm just adding a little bit of lime juice. I'd say it was about a tablespoon. And then I'm just going to be adding first some of the chunks into the ice cube mold, just because, like I said, I kind of like to have the chunks in there. If you wanted to just blend it up, then you would just add it all together, but this is just the way I'm doing it. And then I'm taking the juice and then adding that over top of the chunks so that it was a full ice cube. And that is it. You just freeze it for a few hours and you've got yourself some watermelon lime ice cubes. And let me say, you guys, it was absolutely delicious. The last thing I'm going to show you is probably the easiest one of them all. This is fairies in a jar or mason jar lanterns. You're gonna need some glow sticks. I just bought them off of Amazon. You're gonna need some mason jars. I bought these off of Amazon too. And then you're just gonna crack up the glow sticks. You can pick whatever colors you want. I used about 4 glow sticks per jar, and I just crushed them up all nice so they were glowy and amazing. And then just cut the top off of one of them and started kind of sprinkling it into the jar. I just did this with all 4 glow sticks, and I did, I think, 3 jars total. And you're basically just going to put that in there, and then I did add some glitter into mine because it allows it to stick onto the sides of the jar easier. And then you're just gonna shake it up and you've got yourself some awesome glow lanterns. This is perfect for a nighttime pool party. I was obsessed with this one, you guys, just absolutely obsessed. So this is actually it for my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you try any of these, make sure to tag me in your posts. I would love to see it. Thank you as always for watching. I love you guys so very much. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.